Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Market Wrap. So I am back in Philly. I was home in Connecticut for the weekend. My son Mitchell came home and we had a great time with the family. And then we had a miracle. My Giants actually won a game, a great comeback, made it just the perfect weekend. So 3 watches I love this week, and we had some really good pieces to pick from. So the first piece we're going to talk about is a Panerai, and it's the PAM 10. Now this is a classic base luminor, a very rare white dial, which you don't see a lot of, and what truly makes it interesting is it's a full set A series. So basically that's from 1998. It was the first year of Richemont post-production, and we just really very rarely now see A series. Now they were collectible a number of years ago. The market had gone crazy. Now it's really come back. I think it's a great value. It's really one of the original watches that changed the industry. The second piece we're going to talk about is a Moser Pioneer. It's a center second DLC case, has an awesome funky blue fume dial, just a beautiful rubber strap. It's a great example of what Moser does best. So our last piece this week is a Patek Philippe, the 5130p World Timer. Now, I think this is a really underappreciated modern classic. It's a beautiful take on the Cotier World Timer system. It's got a beautiful platinum case, a great blue center dial, just a great looking watch, really underappreciated as well. These dress Pateks just aren't trading at what they used to. I think it's a great value in today's market. So we are officially in the third quarter and fall has settled in, so I find myself looking forward to auction season. Now auctions may be less important than they were a decade ago, but there's still a place where benchmarks are set and where markets are really hurt or established. Now over the last 2 years, we've seen many records set at auction, and while Patek and Rolex were traditionally the top brands that performed at auction, we've really seen a lot of independents have become the darlings of the auction world. So next week, Sotheby's is having a big auction in Hong Kong, and it'll be a sleepless night for us in the States as we stay up and watch the market trade. But it's going to be a very interesting day for FP Journe and the FP Journe market. It's very easy to attribute the meteoric rise of the FP Journe market to the Philippe auction in June 2020. The 4 Journes that were in that auction all set world records. The brass tourbillon, the brass resonance, just all went at record prices. They brought over $1 million, $1.5 million. It really set a new benchmark for the Journe market, and the market's been running ever since. Now, upcoming at this auction, there are 13 Journes in a row. Now, this is an impressive collection put together by our friends at Sotheby's. It's really rare to see this many pieces come to one auction at the same time and to be right after each other. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they perform. It's going to start with an Octa Reserve brass movement, Vagabondage II, an Octa Reserve ruthenium, also Perpetual Anniversary Tokyo, just amazing pieces. It's going to finish up with the Octa Brass calendar and the number 13 tourbillon subscription piece. Now, it's an impressive collection. It has definitely got the potential to either send the market on another run, or if they don't sell quite well, take a little bit of steam out of the Journe market. Either way, we'll be following this auction very closely, curious to see what happens. Now, the other piece I'm watching closely is a very cool watch that's not getting a lot of attention. It's traditionally an overlooked Vacheron. Now, it's a perpetual calendar minute repeater from 1994, a truly rare watch. It's 37 millimeters, just a classic. And while we've started to see some strengthening in the Vacheron market over the last year, I'm curious to see if we could have a breakout result here. Now, if this was a Patek or a Journe, I would expect to see a $500,000 price tag. I really think this piece could hit that 200 to 300 range, which would be a great result for Vacheron, and again, reset that Vacheron market. So last night we had a great dinner here at Watchbox, and we were visited by Edward and Bertrand Meylan from Moser. Now, Moser is a brand we really love here at Watchbox, and it reminded me why we love Moser. It's the people. It's not just about making watches and selling watches. It's really very personal for them, and they're very interested in seeing the collectors and how they respond to their product. We were able to discuss the new Perpetual Streamliner. Actually got to try it on for the first time. It's a great piece. We discussed how it's actually lifted the entire streamliner market, and now we're seeing more interest in the original piece and the chronograph. They have a great philosophy of not really want to just make limited editions that sell out right away, but really make classics that they can sell year after year, that clients can appreciate, wear, and actually keep for the next generation. And spending the time talking to them not only about Moser, but about all the independent brands just made it such a great night. I look forward to spending more time with them at Dubai Watch Week. Now, we spend a lot of time on Market Wrap talking about pricing, talking about markets, but what really makes the industry great, and what I got reminded about last night, it really is the people. It's these people who are personally connected, have their passion, build this product, not only for themselves, but for their collectors, and it's great to reconnect in person and spend time talking about watches. So that was this week's Market Wrap. Look forward to seeing you again next week.